To find the QA that you need to complete, you have a few main options. Firstly, in the top right hand corner, you'll see your list. Clicking into this, the first tab that you'll see is things that are assigned specifically to you. The second tab there is things that are assigned to your company. And then the last tab is things that you have created and assigned out to other people. You can see that I can filter between things that are open and closed. And you'll also see that they're sort of split up by priority. So things that are ready for review, things that are overdue, and then things that are just generally in progress and open, etc. The next tab that you'll see on the left of your list is the recents tab. So say, for example, you were completing your inspections, you went on lunch break and you came back to site. You can click on recents to see what you've most recently been working on. In the bottom right hand side, you'll see the search bar. So if I click on that search bar and then type in slab, in the first instance, it will bring up any visis with the word slab in its title or description. And then the second tab that you'll see there is the locations tab. So this will pull up any parts of the location tree that have the keyword slab in its title as well. And then lastly, I can also navigate through the location tree by using these drop down arrows. So say for instance, I knew I was doing work in Tower 1, Basement 2, Structure, Suspended Slab, Pour 2. I can click into it and then I can find all the inspections that have been created, all the visis that have been created in that area. So clicking into this first inspection here, you'll see the inspection, you'll see all the data if I click show more here, who it was created by, due dates, etc. Across the top, you'll see attachments. So any attachments that are added into the inspection will populate into this parent inspection section here. But then you'll see the checklist. So you can see it's been split into a pre-pour check and a post-pour check. If I click into pre-pour check here, that will open up that first task as well as any other tasks within that checklist. So I can just go through and begin filling the checklist out. Concrete mix design approved, confirm, required MPA, 65 MPA, required finish, float, slump, 120 mil. Select any of the options, rainy. And then once I've filled out all these required fields, I can close that task out. Mud map, this is an attachment. I can choose to take a photo, link an existing attachment from another inspection, or upload from my photo gallery. I'm just going to go and take a photo here. I can mark it up, add text, whatever I need to do. And you'll see because I've chose to include the metadata, it's also including things like my location, the time that I took it, and who it was taken by. Once I'm happy with that, confirm grid line, grid E to F, close. And now you can see that someone has actually been assigned as a reviewer on this task. So before I can actually close that task out, I'll need to request review from that person. So I'm going to hit request review here. And now you can see instead of that green icon like the concrete design task, it's been put into that blue circle icon, which means that it's sitting in review. You can also see that that task was labeled as a hold point. So with hold point tasks, if you try to skip the hold point task to the next task without having completed out its items, you'll be asked to provide a reason why. For instance, if I go in and reopen this task, so now it's not in the closed or request review state. If I try to close out this drawings task before having closed out that previous task, it will come up with a notification saying, wait, you're about to skip a hold point. I don't have photos. Skip hold point. And now you can see that that's been flagged as a skipped hold point. Any task can also be marked as NA or can't close. If I click this one as NA, you'll see that it's grayed out because that task wasn't applicable in this situation. And here I can mark as can't close. Again, you'll be asked to provide a reason why. I'm just going to say I didn't have photos again. Hit can't close. And now that task has been marked as can't close. Even if you've marked this as NA or can't close, you can still go into that task, reopen it and close it out if you do need to. And then the only other thing worth noting is that even if a required field hasn't been put in a specific task for a comment or an attachment, you can see at the bottom of every task that those two things are included as options. So I can either choose to upload an attachment or add a comment into that task as well. So you can see along the top of the pre-pour check section, it's actually filling out the bar based on the completion. So you can see I've closed a few of those. One of them has been marked as can't close and the rest are still left open. And then if I click out, I'll see that pre-pour checks has been turned into a in progress status icon, and then same as the overall inspection as well.